Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Oberoi Realty Q1 FY24 earnings conference call. We have Mr. Oberoi, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company, and Mr. Saumil Daru, Director of Finance of the company, with us for the call. Please note that this call will be for 30 minutes, and for the duration of this conference call, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and this conference call is being recorded. The transcript for the same may be put up on the website of the company. After the management discussion, there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions. Should anyone need assistance during the conference call, you may signal the operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone telephone. Before I hand the conference over to the management, I would like to remind you that certain statements made during the course of this call may not be based on historical information or facts and may be forward-looking statements, including those relating to general business statements, plans, strategy of the company, the future financial condition, and growth prospect. The forward-looking statements are based on expectations and projections and may involve a number of risks and uncertainties and other factors that could cause actual results, opportunities, and growth potential to differ materially from those suggested by such statements. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Oberoi, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you as per the time zones from which you have logged in, and welcome to the conference call of the first quarter financial year 2024 results and business updates. Thank you all for taking time out for this call. Friends, despite international volatility, the Indian economy continues to maintain its upward momentum on account of increased demand and infrastructure creation. All verticals in the real estate industry have also been a huge beneficiary of this economic growth, especially the demand for premium housing. On the back of this rising customer demand, coupled with upcoming festive period, we are confident that the demand for quality housing by reputed brands having a proven track record will continue to sustain. Before I begin, I'd like to share with you a few quick business updates. We have received occupation certificate for our Maxima residential project. As I had told you, we've also received part occupation certificate for our building Commerce 3, and we've also handed over the area which has already been leased for fit out to our anchor tenant. We've entered into an MOU to acquire additional land parcel of 6.4 acres in Thane, which was contiguous to our erstwhile land. This kind of completes the entire land package from all ends, north, south, east, west. And, this gives us a large chunk big enough, probably even more potential than the one in Goregaon, which we will now be starting our development soon. With this, I want to open the floor for question and answer, and both Saumil and I will be happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Vikas. Congratulations on a decent quarter. So my first question is, if I go back a little bit, in Q2 FY22, we had guided, or I think you had said that we will foray outside MMR, and you had also spoken about short cycle redevelopment projects, significantly ramping up business development. Being 7 quarters now, so we have seen some of the older projects like Thane now getting stabilized and maybe potentially getting launched. But from new business development point of view, so you had also said that you have set a separate team for looking at redevelopment opportunities. So in this journey, where are we being like 7 quarters now? So we have seen some of your peers doing some amazing business development activities in MMR. Some are coming into MMR. but where are we in this journey? If you can help us understand from the strategy point of view.
So, firstly, I appreciate the fact that others are doing well. One, that we have a ongoing deal in Gurgaon, which we are continuing to be in a closing mode and all that. So that's one bit we are working. We've done one redevelopment. We've signed the LOI, awaiting to sign the development agreement, and we are looking at multiple land parcels. It's just that, we are yet to bring it to a stage where we can announce it to you all. But robust activity as far as BD is concerned, and you will see, some good announcement hopefully in the next quarter.
And what is the cumulative value of all these business developments which are in advanced stages?
Let them happen. You will be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
We are very excited and looking forward.
Okay. And just the last question is on the 360 West. So we've kind of seen some kind of a lull setting in this project. So there was a euphoria last year. We've seen great sales happening there, the world-class product, best product probably in Mumbai. But still, given that the luxury demand has been all-time high, but still this project is not moving. So can you help us understand what's your plan here to monetize this? Because a huge chunk, almost 5,000 crores plus of inventory which can utilize for growth. So how do you intend to monetize it?
So, two things. One, that our partner did a fire sale and exited in March, and there was a huge amount of sale that he did. So obviously there was a bit of an overhang in the first quarter, which was, pretty much what we had expected. We have done 5 transactions after that. Unfortunately, we haven't received enough money to say that, it's a part of that quarter. So you will see this happen in this quarter. So again, no surprises as far as 360 West also is concerned. And you'll read them in the paper very soon, and you'll be very happy to see what numbers we've got.
Okay, thank you, Vikas. I'll join you.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Puneet from HSBC. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, and congrats on good numbers.
Hi,
Can you talk a bit about your plan for Thane? When should we expect a launch this quarter? Also for Glaxo, and what kind of area are you looking for the Oberoi Mall in Borivali, and the status of leasing?
Let me tell you about both the projects. We have Kolshet, where we have 5 towers. Contracts awarded to L&T. They have started actual work at site. As far as and then we've done RERA registration there. We are now in the process of awarding our contract for Pokhran Road. Here we will start our first phase with 3 towers. We will start construction on 5 towers, but start our the launch will be for 3 towers. We are envisaging the launch to be in the festive season around October, which will probably be, to be more specific, in the 3rd or the 4th week of October is when we are planning to do our launch. You will start seeing our advertising build up for Pokhran Road probably in somewhere around September. And that the last 45-60 days is when we will do that. We have projects which are, these apartments are 3-bedroom. All our show apartments are ready, experience center fully ready, and ready to be open to the public now.
And Glaxo?
Okay, that's Pokhran Road. Glaxo is Pokhran Road. Are you talking about the Thane Glaxo?
The Worli one, yeah.
Okay, so Worli we are yet continuing to wait and watch. I don't know whether you all know this bit, but a part of our land was temporarily given to the metro for them to do their work. We've just got that back. Like I said that we are most likely to go in for Resi, and we will plan and come out soon on that.
And on the Oberoi Mall in Borivali, what is the leasing status and how big is it likely to be ultimately?
Great. So you guys will be happy to know the entire civil work of our mall is now complete. We are doing our part of the fit out, and we are looking at probably our internal target to give fit outs is somewhere around February and March, because we've got anchors who will probably take a little longer. So we are looking at more like probably next year pre-Diwali launch. I mean, we'll have a good 3-4 months before we get into the Diwali mode, but that's about it. This is where we are.
And leasing status, I'm sure you would have leased a chunk of it. Can you give some number around that? And what kind of rentals are you seeing?
So, I just tell you that, of course, rentals have really caught up, in the sense we are seeing tremendous demand in Goregaon, and we will pitch it similar to this, though that mall is much bigger, the catchment is equally good or even better for that matter. So I feel, at least internal targets are to be in and around our Goregaon mall numbers. Of course, this is a mature mall, but they'll pretty much be in that ballpark.
Right. And size?
Size, I think we have a carpet leasable area of a little over 760,000 square feet. So it's almost 2 times of the Goregaon mall. Leasable is about 11 lakh square feet, 1.1 million or something.
Understood. That's very useful. And lastly, your thoughts on the Mumbai market. Do you see, further room for pricing growth, given that, there is a chatter of lot more supply coming? How do you read that?
Firstly, I'm not a big fan of increasing prices. I'd rather say that there should be constant supply of land at a decent price, and we as developers should treat this as like a processing industry, build good quality product and sell them, and that's about it. So, and then, literally people who want to consume real estate should buy. And I want to say that, consumption per person, per square foot has gone up, and that really is the delta one is playing with, Today a family of 4 want to buy a much bigger house, and, and so that's really where the demand's coming out from. So I said that, it is appreciating, it's appreciating faster than what I think, but I don't really want to get into that speculative bit. I'd rather focus on, what we are good at and continue with that. This, increase in price is a byproduct, both of, how well you build, how well you pick your location, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to dwell much into it, or rather go into it.
And in terms of your strategy, you would rather focus on selling as much as you can as soon as you launch, rather than in a staggered way to get the benefit of price increase.
So frankly, I'll tell you, we know pretty much what individual markets are capable of absorbing. We ensure that, we first test the market, and then basis that we continue to play our launches, and that's about it. So obviously, we also don't want to overbuild, because building also costs money, and at the same time we don't want to play a game where you restrict supply and increase price. For us, that's never the agenda, and we followed that in Borivali. You could clearly see that we've always at the back of the demand continue to launch and not go so much on price.
Understood. That's it. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you, Puneet.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pritesh Seth from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Hi, Pritesh.
Hi, Vikas. Hi, Soumil. Thanks for the question. First question is, Soumil, if you can help me reconcile the leasing segment revenue for this quarter. It's at around 140 crore versus our usual run rate is 80-90 crore, given occupancy and rentals have remained same. So, what's the moving part there?
Hi, Pritesh. So basically, as Mr. Oberoi mentioned, at the beginning of the call, that we have handed over, the area to the anchor tenant for, the fit out in concrete. So from the Ind AS perspective, once the fit out period starts, then you start your straight lining of revenue. So that differential which you see is on account of the accounting treatment of the straight lining of revenue.
Okay. So 50 crore a quarter is the revenue right now.
Correct. Roughly that is the number which will come in every quarter.
Okay, got it. And second, on Elysian, if I see a sharp price increase again this quarter, probably if I understand it correctly, it should be because of the sales of higher floor units?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. So, as you recollect, firstly is also the fact that, in October we had increased the prices, and that is the bit. We have always told you all every year, every time that, the average for every quarter depends upon, the total floor mix which is happening. We now have, virtually got only the higher floors as far as Goregaon is concerned. So most of the inventory on the lower floors is exhausted. So that's what you're seeing.
Sure. And then coming to my next question on same project. So we have a tower launch coming, in this quarter for Elysian Goregaon?
Like I said, that work is going on for all the towers. We will take a strategic call and then launch. We still have inventory in the first 2 towers that we launched, and we have some more absorption for us to do, and then we'll make this announcement as well. But like I said, that because our construction is on, the day we sell, we'll instantly be able to, it won't really have any lead time with regards to revenue recognition or anything of that sort.
Okay. So can we expect that anytime this year, or it should be next year?
No, 100% this year. 101% this year. It's just that whether it's this quarter, these days what we are doing is a little more cautious. We normally end up being ambitious and say that we'll launch in the next quarter, and then sometimes it slips to the quarter after that. I think we should just keep our cushion. It either is this quarter or next quarter, but then it will be like that. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks. That's very helpful. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Saurabh Kumar from JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Hi, Saurabh.
Hi. Just 2 questions. One is, this 360 West, what are you thinking now? For the time it should take to sell the balance units, and is that 1 lakh pricing really a headwind? The second is on this margin. So your residential or the development business margins have gone to about 45% and even last year they were at those levels. So fair to say that the business are now reset to a higher level, or should we come back to that mid-30s level over time?
Frankly, let me just tell you that the margins that you see, I think, these are the minimum margins most developers should work on, because, our capital cycle is such that it continues to be stuck for much longer. So, I think these are reasonable margins. There's nothing high about it. So they don't seem that they should not be dropping. And our business development also is based on these margins. We make sure that we get land where we at least get this margin, because the end effect of this margin, the return you get is still not that great. So there is no I would say plan or idea that we need to drop our margins. What was your earlier question?
On the Worli piece, so is that pricing a headwind for sales now, or how should we think about the 360 West sales?
Yeah.
In terms of
what about 360 West?
Yeah. Under what time frame do you think this will sell? Is the basic question. And things that high, it's not like impacting sales.
So 360 West, according to me, is a cult project. It's probably I'm very I would say humbled and pleased and honored to have built that project. But I feel it's probably the best project in, the city or the country or whatever one can say. So it's got, it's got a momentum of its own. And, so we are not really unduly worried about it. Like I told you that, there's enough and more demand. And, like I said, that it's deciding a journey of its own.
Okay. So is there an order book which is not closing or?
Sorry?
My question is there an order book that you have in 360 West?
You will start seeing in papers because, these things don't remain hidden. I'd rather let my work speak than me tell you anything about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Kunal Lakhan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Hi, Vikas, and hi, Somil.
Hi.
On Mulund, right? I mean, we received the part OC some time back, but in terms of volumes, it still remains, lower than what one would expect. How should we look at,
Sorry. Can you repeat your question, please?
On Mulund, right? We received the part OC a while back, but volumes are still, kind of lagging, I would say. So when can we expect like a sharp revival here, considering the project is almost ready now?
So, again, like I said that I see Mulund as a market which probably, picks up once the product is ready. Now, product is ready, we've delivered, we've got feedback both positive and negative. Wherever it's negative, we are working on it and sorting them out. I feel that from our end at least, the project has really turned out very well. The common areas are, like they could be compared to any or anywhere in the world. They're like that good. So I feel that, I think, give it another quarter and you will see a sharp rise. I think that at some point in time it will probably, go at par or even beat Borivali numbers. So I'm very hopeful and optimistic about it. And if you really see, we have, inventory worth around 4,000 crores between the two apartments, two buildings to sell. So, and again, almost fully built, all expenses done. This is like literally, cash flow to the, the top line is literally our bottom line here.
Sure. I mean, the only concern is that almost 800 unsold, inventory, and then we are clocking like less than 50 units a quarter.
No, but just see, if you see Esquire, very similar. We had a large inventory. Once the building got ready, it ramps up big time because a lot of people today believe in a ready product and they buy around then. So I think that's what is unique about that market, I would say.
Sure. And my second question was on a pricing strategy, right? I mean, we are seeing that happening both in Goregaon as well as Worli, right? Goregaon prices have appreciated quite a lot. Even Worli, right? We are hearing 1,20,000 per square feet. So how should we look at our pricing strategy? Is it like really opportunistic in nature, or the focus is to get out of the project and move on to the next one? How should we look at the strategy?
Frankly, it's neither. It's not that. I mean, basically all our pricing is based on the cost and, cost, replacement cost. Many things are factored in. A lot of people feel that, just because I have demand, I'm increasing the price. Not really. If you see in Goregaon, we don't have a single square inch that is ready and it to be sold, including all the penthouses of the world, all are sold. And if you really track the secondary market in Goregaon, ready apartments today are selling at 45,000 rupees a square foot plus. We are still in booking at 30,000 rupees a square foot. So if you will do a net present value of what you're buying ready versus what I'm going to give you in a few years, we are still a lot cheaper this way. And obviously, the product we build is great, but what we are building is, it's like the next gen today, even better. So if you really look at the price arbitrage, it's still a steal, not even a deal actually, when you buy an apartment in Goregaon. So, and that's the way we look at pricing. We don't really look at, today there's demand, let's push the price up, We are happy sellers. If you really look at how we've priced Borivali, you'll come to a similar conclusion. Look at Borivali, we've launched 7 towers, one after the other, and all of them have been humongous successes. And yet, we've only incrementally increased prices, not exponentially increased at all. So in fact, the secondary market is selling at a premium, we still sell at our same price. Because we understand that, somebody, may want an apartment which is next to him or whatever that reason being, it being in the towers that are now literally ready for it to be delivered. And that's why pricing and all that. So we understand that there is a premium which people are paying for something that's ready. And we are under construction. But we still don't get carried away or push prices up and all that.
Sure. Lastly, can you give some more color on Thane project? Like you mentioned 3 towers, but and all 3 beds. But how many number of units in phase 1 and, any indication on the ticket sizes, etc.?
So, I'll give you a number, one second. It's still the back of the envelope. Because
sure.
I wasn't expected to speak so much about it. Typically, I'd say, so we will launch, at least we'll start work as far as Pokhran Road is concerned. We will be starting work at probably 1,800 apartments, and we'd ideally like to launch 1 tower at a time. We'll start work at all 5. So is at this Kolshet as well,
Sure. And ticket sizes, especially in Pokhran?
Little too early. See, the good part is there's price discovery done in and around our area. We are literally, I would say probably I'm a nose ahead in terms of location when it comes to, the competitive landscape there. Our, Pokhran Road 2 is probably among the best location in Thane. And Kolshet is also a beautiful plot, large land parcel, 5 towers planned. So the competitive landscape, what Raymond is selling at, what Tatas are selling at in Pokhran Road and all that. So, we'll be competitive. We have enough to sell and, we'll be a very good deal for the buyers.
Great. Thanks, Vikas.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pulkit Patni from Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. Hi Vikas. So just continuing on Thane, I'm not clear. So you are saying pre-Diwali you launch the Kolshet Road projects, and Pokhran will be along with that, or Pokhran would be subsequent? So when would Pokhran be launched?
So many thanks for asking this question. It's the other way around. We will launch Pokhran Road first, and then we will launch Kolshet. Though Kolshet work has started before Pokhran, the show apartment in Pokhran are totally ready. The experience center is ready, and we will be wanting to launch that first, and then this one. In fact, even here we are at the final stages of awarding that contract.
Okay, no, that's helpful because
we'll come first, and then will be Kolshet.
Okay. Our understanding was that you launched Kolshet, use that to discover pricing, and then launch Pokhran. Okay, this is clear. And then Kolshet would be around the same time, or it would be subsequent?
It could be a quarter later and all that, but all within this year. You will really see us bulking up at the end, and that's about it. But very excited. Like I said that, we've not wasted any time in ensuring that the work is started. Like I said that in Kolshet, we have L&T as our principal contractor, and here also we are talking to, like some of the top contractors, and that's about it.
Understood. And Vikas, can you talk about some of the other potential projects which are being talked about, Pedder Road, Tardev, etc.? Any color on timing, etc., that you can speak about?
Thankfully, if you know all this, we try and keep all this until they are ready for the investor to know or rather by, you guys to know. We kind of keep it right because, like a lot of these redevelopment projects, one cannot have a set timeline. There is a tenant or two. We'd rather have them cleared and then launch. But since you asked, yes, we have a project on Pedder Road, which obviously it's registered in the company's name. We are down to the last one or two tenants. Once that gets done, we'll obviously be launching a luxury product. And so that's one. Similar is Tardev. Again, we've done the rehab building. We start giving possession for the rehab building probably, maybe late this year or early next year. When you say next year, as in next calendar year. And yes, we have a very large potential there also. And there are a few similar range. But like I said, that let us come to a stage and then we have a huge pipeline. It's just that we are not, we don't put the cart before the horse. And that's our style and we would love to be that way.
Sure, that's helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be our last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Oberoi for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you all for taking time out for this call. We really look forward to hearing from you on ongoing basis. Please feel free to reach out to our investor relation team. Somil and I are also always available. Look forward to being in touch with you. Thank you again. See you all. Bye.
Thank you. On behalf of Oberoi Realty, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.